You've probably heard the term malware before, but what exactly is it and how does it actually work? In this video, we'll break down what malware is, explore the most common types like viruses, worms, and ransomware, and look at real-world examples of the damage it can cause. Let's get into it. What is malware? Malware is short for malicious software. It's an umbrella term used to describe any software that's designed to damage, disrupt, or gain unauthorized access to a system or network. It can steal data, spy on users, lock you out of files, or even take control of entire systems. Some malware is loud and obvious, like ransomware. Others operate quietly in the background, like spyware or keyloggers. Think of malware like digital parasites. Just like a virus in your body can make you sick, malware infects your devices and networks to carry out harmful actions, usually for the attacker's benefit. Malware isn't limited to just one form. It comes in many different types, each with its own goal and method of spreading. Now that we know what malware is, let's break down some of the most common types. First, we'll start with a virus. A virus attaches itself to legitimate files or programs and spreads when those files are shared. It usually requires user interaction to activate, like opening an infected attachment or running a compromised program. Next, we have worms. Unlike a virus, a worm spreads on its own. It doesn't need a host file or human interaction. Worms can move rapidly across networks, exploiting vulnerabilities to infect as many systems as possible. Then there's the Trojan horse, or just Trojan. It disguises itself as something harmless, like a game, app, or update, but once installed, it gives attackers control or access to the system. It's named after the famous wooden horse from Greek mythology that allowed the Greeks to sneak into the city of Troy. The same thing applies here. This is a program that tricks users into willingly running it. Now let's talk about ransomware. Ransomware encrypts your files or locks your system, demanding payment, usually in the form of cryptocurrency, to restore access. It's one of the most damaging and financially motivated types of malware. Spyware secretly monitors user activity. It can log keystrokes, capture screenshots, or steal browser and system data, often without the victim knowing it's there. Adware displays unwanted ads or redirects users to promotional content. While not always malicious, some adware can track user behavior or install itself without permission, which makes it a security and privacy risk. Rootkits are designed to hide the presence of malware on a system. They can give attackers deep access while remaining invisible to users and sometimes to anti-malware tools. Finally, we have keyloggers. This is a type of malware that records everything a user types, including usernames, passwords, and sensitive data, and sends it back to the attacker. You don't have to remember every single type, but understanding how they differ helps you recognize what you're dealing with and how to defend against it. Let's look at a few real-world examples that show how dangerous malware can be, not just for individuals, but for entire organizations. First, we'll talk about WannaCry ransomware from 2017. WannaCry was a global ransomware attack that spread rapidly across networks using an exploit developed by the United States National Security Agency, or NSA, and leveraged a known Windows vulnerability. It affected hospitals, government agencies, and businesses worldwide, encrypting critical files and demanding payment in Bitcoin. In the UK, the National Health Service was hit really hard. Surgeries had to be canceled or rescheduled, ambulances had to be diverted to other facilities, and thousands of computers were taken offline, all because of unpatched systems. Next, let's look at the ILOVEYOU virus. This was a fast-spreading email worm in 2000 that disguised itself as a love letter. Once opened, it overwrote files, spread to everyone in the victim's contact list, and caused billions of dollars in damage. This is a classic example of social engineering. The malware didn't need to break in. It was invited in by people who didn't know better. Finally, we have the SolarWinds supply chain attack in 2020. This was a highly sophisticated Trojan-based attack. Threat actors inserted malicious code into a trusted software update for a product used by many large organizations. When customers installed the update, they unknowingly gave attackers a backdoor into their systems, including US government agencies and Fortune 500 companies. These examples show that malware isn't just about pop-ups or virus on a home computer. It's a serious threat that can disrupt healthcare, compromise government systems, and cost companies millions of dollars. To recap, malware is short for malicious software, and it comes in many forms. From viruses and worms to ransomware, spyware, and Trojans, each one has a different way of spreading and a different goal. We also looked at real-world examples like WannaCry, ILOVEYOU, and the SolarWinds supply chain attack, all of which cause serious damage across industries and governments. Malware isn't just an annoyance or a few pop-ups on your screen. It's a serious threat that can steal data, shut down systems, and cost organizations millions of dollars in damage. Understanding the different types of malware and how they're used is the first step towards defending against them. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.